When my 5-year-old daughter vanished from the local park, I tore the city apart looking for her. What I discovered chilled me to the core. A nosy neighbor named Karen had sold her to a group of laborers, just to get back at me. But what Karen didn't know, is that I'm the deputy commissioner of this entire district. And I don't take betrayal lightly. The disappearance, I still remember that morning like it was scorched into my mind. My daughter, Zoya, was in her pink dress, the one with little unicorns and stars. She asked me if she could go to the neighborhood park just around the corner. I hesitated. As deputy commissioner, I knew how unsafe the world could be. But this was our gated community. There were cameras. Security. I kissed her forehead and let her go. That was at 9:13 a.m. At 9:47 a.m., she vanished. My wife screamed through the phone as I was midway through a meeting with the district superintendent. I rushed home so fast I left my ID badge and phone behind. When I reached, the entire park was empty. No Zoya. No kids. No witnesses. Only one person stood there, arms crossed, a smug expression on her overly powdered face, Karen. "We really need to get better parenting in this neighborhood," she said coldly. "Letting kids wander like stray animals. Pathetic." Something about the way she spoke made my gut twist. Cold. Calculated. Like she was enjoying this. I didn't respond to her. I called the local police chief and activated a level 2 child abduction protocol. Streets were blocked. Checkpoints set up. Drones scanned rooftops. But there were no leads. No van seen. No struggle. Nothing. Except the camera feeds were wiped. Every single one covering the park. Only one house had its own private security footage, Karen's. So I paid her a visit. The neighbor from hell, Karen, lived 2 houses down from us. She was in her mid-50s, always wearing some ridiculous faux fur coat, even in summer, and had a habit of calling the HOA over every minor infraction. "Your grass is half an inch too tall, your recycling bin isn't color-coded, your daughter plays too loud." She hated us. Especially Zoya. When I asked for her security footage, she laughed in my face. "I'd love to help," she smirked, "but unfortunately, my cameras were accidentally unplugged this morning." Can you believe it? She handed me a tray of stale cookies like it was some tea party. That was when I knew she was involved. But I couldn't accuse her without proof. I needed evidence. I called my most trusted officer, ACP Riaz, and told him to tail her, discreetly. Meanwhile, I sent a cybercrime unit to sweep all nearby private CCTV networks. Then I did what I hadn't done in a while. I visited the labor colonies. You see, ever since I cracked down on illegal labor camps 6 months ago, I'd made some dangerous enemies, shady contractors who trafficked children and undocumented workers. I shut them down. Fined them. Had several jailed. And Karen had always been cozy with them. I remembered her screaming in a meeting, defending one of the most corrupt contractors we'd ever arrested. She was friends with these people, I muttered to myself, gripping my steering wheel until my knuckles turned white. That night, I barely slept. My wife was sedated. The house was silent, like a tomb. Only the occasional sound of police radios and whispered updates filled the air. The breakthrough: it was 4:27 a.m. when ACP Riaz called me. "Sir, we have something. Karen met someone tonight, behind the community gym, no cameras. But we had eyes on her." My pulse spiked. She gave him a small bag and said, "Tell Rafiq the girl's clean. She's obedient. Should fetch a good price." I was frozen. A second later, rage exploded inside me like wildfire. "She sold my daughter?" I whispered. Karen wasn't just a bitter neighbor, she was running a child trafficking link. From inside our community. By dawn, I'd mobilized a secret task force. We tapped Karen's phone. Cross-referenced her call logs. She'd spoken to at least 3 known intermediaries tied to illegal labor operations. One call lasted 42 minutes, just hours after Zoya disappeared. Then came the break I'd been praying for. A witness, a young street vendor on the outskirts of the labor zone, remembered a woman dropping off a child matching Zoya's description. She was handed over to a man with a noticeable limp and a burned left hand. That man was Rafik Baloch. Ex-wanted trafficker. Supposedly in hiding. Karen had handed my daughter to him like she was nothing. The reckoning. The sun hadn't risen yet when I got the exact location. An abandoned brick factory on the outskirts of the city. Surveillance confirmed movement. 3 men. 1 woman. 1 child. Zoya. My heart stopped when I saw the blurry feed from the drone. She was alive. Tied to a rusted chair, but alive. And I swore then and there, I would burn the whole factory down if anyone touched her. I led the raid myself. No press. No uniforms. Just silence and trained officers ready to strike on command. We breached at 5:04 a.m. The air was thick with dust and fear. We found 1 man asleep in a corner, another guarding a door with a machete. They didn't stand a chance. Within 4 minutes, we had them pinned. But it was the 3rd man, Rafik, who tried to escape with Zoya slung over his shoulder. He ran through the back, into the jungle, panting, stumbling. I followed. Rafik! I screamed, my voice tearing through the trees. He turned for a split second, and that's all I needed. Bang! A single tranquilizer shot. Straight to the neck. He collapsed like dead weight, Zoya hitting the grass with a soft thud. I dropped my weapon, fell to my knees, and scooped her into my arms. She was shaking. Eyes wide. But alive. "Papa, are we going home?" she whispered. I choked back a sob. "We're going home, baby. Right now." Karen's fall. Karen was still in her bathrobe when we arrived. She opened the door, rolled her eyes, and said, "What is it now? Another grass violation?" Behind me stood 6 officers, and 1 very calm, very tired little girl, holding a teddy bear. Karen's face dropped. Before she could speak, I showed her the signed arrest warrant: human trafficking, conspiracy to commit kidnapping, destruction of surveillance evidence, and endangering a minor. Her legs buckled. "You can't do this. I'm a respected member of the HOA. "You were," I said coldly. "Now you're just inmate number 09147. She tried to scream, but no one was listening. Neighbors peeked from windows. A few even cheered. For years, she had bullied, controlled, and terrorized the block. Now, she was finally silenced. As officers dragged her away, Zoya looked up at me. "She's not coming back, right?" I smiled gently. "Not in this lifetime." Epilogue: peace restored. Weeks passed. Life slowly returned to normal. Zoya slept better. My wife laughed again. And our street felt lighter. The HOA board officially removed Karen's name from every registry. Her house was seized. Her belongings auctioned. And in a strange twist of irony, her estate proceeds were donated to child rescue centers, by court order. As for me, I never used my badge for revenge. But when someone touches my family, I use every power I have to make sure they never do it again. Loudspeaker. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more real-life justice and jaw-dropping twists. New stories drop every week, and trust us, you won't want to miss them.